Okay, so as you saw in the thumbnail and what you see in the title, we are pitting a set of Omni Spark wires. I'm not going to say where I got them because I don't want to shame the Parts House, but these are Parts House brand wires. They say OE. We'll see how that plays out. The set that's on the truck have worked fine for 3 years. I figured I would replace them with new ones just to make it a fair fight against these Taylor Thunderbolt 8.2 millimeter wires. These are nice silicone jacket, pre-terminated. They should plug right in. As most of you know, I work for a shop that owns a dyno. And I'm going to test these two sets of plug wires on the dyno to see if these claims, horsepower gain, smoother idle, are worth their salt. Because these wires here are $30 a set. These ones here are $75 a set. So, is $45 difference worth your money? We're going to find out. So, we're out here at the truck. I'm going to go ahead and replace these now. That way I'm not messing around with it on the dyno. So, see if I can't get this set up and we'll get that done. One, two. Looks like all the ends came out. It's always good, right? Okay, there's a lot of traffic tonight. So, on these Rangers, coils are actually numbered. It's number 1 here. Match this up to the new one. Let's go with the shortest, just because it's the closest. This one here. See if we can't get that terminal off. Can't even get a hold of it. Well, that's going to be fun. See if I can't get in there. It's right there. I'm going to go back into the shop and grab some pliers. I'll be right back. There we go. See that? Pulled out of the cable. I bumped it. this one right here should be number 4. No, let's go for number 3 actually. Oh, 2 for 2 on this side. Say. Okay. So, for those that don't know, Ford in the late 90s equipped these trucks with 2 spark plugs per cylinder. I've probably covered this before, but the reason for that is that by doubling the flame front, you can reduce the timing necessary to make the same amount of power. What little power these do make. Mainly done for emissions, because the more timing you run, the higher the emissions. Unless, of course, you run E85, but that didn't exist when these came out. It was not a thing yet. It's kind of in its infancy. I've been running this one on E85 for going on 2 years now, and it runs like a top. So I guess it's conditional whether or not your old vehicle will run it. They say stuff like, you know, it'll melt your fuel lines or burn a hole in your piston, or, you know, shit like that, which happens in some cases, usually because your car has rubber fuel lines, or in the case of melting pistons, you didn't bother to tune for it and you run it super lean. In practice, the dual spark plug theory has been tried by Chrysler. It's been done by Toyota. It's been done by Ford on a couple occasions. Let's see if I can get that one. Number 4. In fact, most modern Hemis are dual plug for the reason I just spoke about. It's better for emissions. Everybody's all about emissions right now. I forgot how much of a pain these wires are. Anyway, a couple scratches and dirty hands later, new plug wires are on. So to pick up where we left off yesterday, truck's now loaded on the dyno. I've already installed those. Those are sitting and waiting. I'm fighting with the dyno module at the moment because it's being kind of a turd, but I need to play with the tune some. The tune that I had on it, I read off. Apparently it got corrupted along the way, so I get to redo the tune. Yay me. Once that's done, I'll switch over to these wires and do 3 runs back to back on those after the tune's finished, and then switch to those and do the same on that, and I'll set you here on the table somewhere to sit and watch. So yeah, here we go. Okay, well, the dyno session was a bust tonight. Loaded it up, chased it around, and made 94 horsepower. So I figured I'd turn the cam the other way. Amazingly picked up 10 horsepower. So now we're sitting at 101 on the OmniSpark wires. I'm going to have to rerun this session, but for now I have plenty of footage, so I'm going to split this up into 2 parts, I suppose, and hopefully I don't upset my wife too much, but because it requires a lot of late nights at the shop. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the bell, please subscribe. We're at 73 subs and growing, which is awesome. You guys are doing great. Check out the description below. I've got links to my Patreon, the Facebook page, the Instagram where I post a lot of pictures, upcoming teasers, and stuff like that. So yeah, please do so. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in part 2.